do anything, just don't circumcise me. Any questions in the crowd? The film was self-evident. It was a moving, and as he said in the end, described with laughter and joy. And I found it interesting that the movie right after that was the sacrifice that probably thousands of Chabad rabbis do throughout the world. And we definitely do it. The only way to cope with it is with laughter and joy. As some of you have seen us in action, we try to keep the pace up, the smiles on our faces, so we can accomplish the sometimes most difficult work and most difficult tasks. And, it was a perfect selection of having the two of them together. Any questions in the crowd?
Yeah, do the questions after Rabbi Ehrenreich speaks. And that way you can let him have a chance to talk.
Rabbi Ehrenreich.
I was in tears a few times during the film. More the second one than the first. The first tears were "Don't circumcise me," like Rabbi Chaim said. But what I like most about this film is, we often look at, like he says, his mother, the guy in the first film, what was his name? Christopher Campbell. His father dated his mother, and he says she was a nun in the past. And that's one of the major differences between Judaism and Christianity. You saw that in the second film. We're all human. You look at Racheli Hartman, she's very human. They're not walking on water. They're human. Both Rabbi Menachem and Racheli, they're human. They have their emotions, they have their struggles, they have their doubts. So he's the macho guy who's relying on the miracle, and she's the realist who's like, we need formula tomorrow morning. But if you look at their struggles and their humanity, and you can look at our struggles in our lives, in our humanity, I think that's a lesson that I walk away with from this second film, and also from the first film, from Circumcise Me. The human beings have struggles. We all have unique struggles. We all have unique challenges, and we always have to remember that we're human. And when we're human, we're given opportunities, and we're given by God the strength and the ability to overcome the opportunities. And I'll share with you a line. It's two lines that somebody said to me at one of my first meetings that I had when we were about to venture into Rockland County. It was one evening in June or July, and I had my cell phone off, and I was at this meeting with two people who were interested in entertaining Chabad in the area, another Chabad, and I was young, inexperienced, and new to the field, and these two guys hung me out to dry. They were 55-year-old, 60-year-old experienced executives in their own fields, and I was an inexperienced young kid out of yeshiva, and I was a boxing bag. They were coming at me from all sides. I had to endure it for an hour and a half. On the way out, as I'm kissing the mezuzah on this guy's door, walking out, I'm like, okay, this is my last time through this person's door. I turn on my cell phone, and a friend of mine, I hear a message, a new message on the cell phone, which I got a week earlier with my first cell phone about 7 or 8 years ago. And the message was as follows. Oh God. There's no such thing as an obstacle. Keep the fire burning. There's a good friend of mine who just happened to call me to say hello and left me a message. This is, keep the fire burning. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't fall into despair. Keep the fire burning. There's no such thing as an obstacle in life. It's only an opportunity for growth. And that has kept me going ever since. Any questions? Yes?
Is this unusual to have a couple start out in Chabad House to be accompanied by a film crew?
It is unusual.
It struck me kind of strange.
It was. I read the details. It seemed someone from Channel 10 in Israel was a friend of the families or something like that, lived in the same neighborhood. A reporter who worked for Channel 10 and decided to do this story following them. I don't know that it's ever been done before. Perhaps it has been. I'm not aware.